Greetings, developers, hackathon participants, and metaverse architects. We are so glad to be here with you guys again today on the third workshop of the Moralis Cronos Metaverse Gaming Hackathon. I know that many of you are excitedly preparing what projects you're going to build already, and I'm pleased to tell you that we are here today with Libing of Covalent to go over some tips and some tricks that you can use in developing your dApps, how to qualify for all of the prizes that are available, including some that they're putting up. And without any further ado, let me hand it over and let's get started.
Hello, folks, and thank you, Phil, for having me here at the Moralis Cronos Hackathon. I've heard a lot of great thing about both Moralis and Cronos ecosystem, so we are very excited to be able to participate here and get some bounties for you guys. So for today's workshop, I'm just gonna quickly go through with you like how you can get started, integrating the Covalent API into your builds. Yeah, go through some maybe project demos and give you a quick glance into how to use our documentation. All right, so
Amazing.
let's get going. So if you guys are at this hackathon, you guys would probably know the history of Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. I don't need to go too much about it, but this is the rough vision that the Web 3 creators are trying to build, right? Which is different from the platform economy, so to speak. And by 2025, we'll have millions of critical information on public blockchains, dozens of single and multi-use blockchain, of which within the Cosmos ecosystem, we're seeing a very interesting architecture here, and thousands of applications of power our lives, and we have more than 1 billion users on chain. So, which is where there's going to be data challenges, right? If you've worked with EVM data, you will know that it is a pain in the ass to kind of get any kind of structured information and insight from the data itself. If you're querying from a database, right, you'll find that your SQL queries are extremely complex, even for very simple use cases. And notwithstanding the fact that blockchain data is often inconsistent because of its structurelessness, and if you want to get the data by hosting a node yourself, unless you have specialized equipments for it, you can't do the full archival node on your laptop, right? And it will take weeks for you to get like a full sync onto your laptop. So that's not advised, which is why all of us go to node providers, most of us, to get our data. So to solve these data challenges, this is where Covalent come in. We see ourselves as the data layer. The blockchain themselves host the data, which exposes them to nodes. And then we kind of like aggregate the data and present it in a way that's easily and conveniently queryable for any kind of application. So we are a single API that's kind of queryable from the cloud. We have also integrated with Moralis. They have a plugin that exposes our data to developers as part of their greater SDK vision, which is awesome. And there's no code required for this, and it enables you to go multi-chain in just a matter of minutes. So the broader vision that Covalent has is for us to be a data provider within a broader network where we have the CQT, our token, incentivizing both indexing and querying data. So on one side, we'll have validator nodes that indexes the data on different blockchains, right? And on the other side, we'll have other like providers like serving up the queries to everyday users. So this is the current architecture in place that is on, well, we're on well on our way to build towards this like covalent network vision that we have. So our users tend to be analysts and crypto developers. All right, that's just a brief history of what we are, what the problem statement is, where we come from. Let's get you started. First things first, you can go to our documentation to kind of learn all about what kind of on-chain data that you can get. So our approach is mainly the multi-chain approach. As you can see here, these are the current chains that we support. We also support testnet for a lot of these. We had Avalanche, we have FMOS as well. We have Cronos Mainnet, which is the one that you guys will mainly be working with in the context of this hackathon. And once you click on this, the chain ID switches, and basically all the queries that you kind of run through the documentation side will be for that particular chain. Let's try just ETH mainnet first. And so what are the endpoints? What are the data that you can get? We've kind of segmented them into 4 logical categories. First one is balances. Second one is NFTs. Third one is transactions. Fourth one is what we call base. I'll go through each very quickly. For balances, it allows you to, as you would imagine, get the token balances for your address. This is a really convenient endpoint in the sense that all you need to do is to supply one wallet address for you to get all the balances of that wallet. Let's give it a go. Custom. I think for this wallet, it's quite a big one. It had 129 tokens, so that took a bit of time. But so there we go. We have this wallet address here, and these are all the tokens that this person holds. The first one is a DKYDY token. How much of it? This amount in Wei. You're probably familiar with big numbers if you're working in a Web3 space. And to get it in ETH, the base unit, you take this divided by 10 to the power of the contract decimal. That will be a more human readable number for you. And also we have quote rate, which is like the value of it in USD. No, sorry, quote is the value of it in USD. Quote rate is the exchange rate, KYDY exchange rate that you use to convert it to the USD denominated amount. That is for one token. For another token here, as you can see, same thing for another token, USDT. This person holds this amount of USDT, etc. So you can play around with it, copy and paste the response object, and kind of just examine it a bit, and you can start using the data within your builds. Another one, get all the ERC20 token transfers for an address. You can also get token holders as of any block height, which is very useful for, let's say you've got an NFT collection. You want to find how many token holders do we have of Pudgy Penguins as of block height, 1 million, 1.2 million, right? You can use this and it will give you all the token holders by address. So these are all very basic kind of like use cases that we have, very powerful, simple use cases that if you were to kind of like use Ethereum JSON RPC, I think your queries will be way longer. The code you write will be way longer. So this is just a tool to kind of abstract away the need for you to write complicated queries to get simple data that you want that populates your page. And so the second category will be for NFTs. You can get the NFT token IDs for contract. Let's say you've got a NFT collection. you want to find out what are all the token IDs. You can use this endpoint. You want to find out how many Pudgy Penguins has been transferred. Use this endpoint. You want to find out the images to embed into your application. Use this endpoint. You can find also the quote rate, the NFT data, and the NFT metadata. For instance, the description text that you see under the collection on OpenSea, right? Like for instance, Pudgy Penguins is a collection of 10,000 tokens. Yeah, something like that. And then we've got the base, where a very useful one is get log events by contract address. You just plug in a contract address, and then you can get all the log events. And I'm just going to share with everyone a very neat tool for you to start building these queries and even start using it on the browser. And that is the Covalent API cheat sheet. It's something that I've built, and I'm sharing it with everyone here. Just going to drop it in the chat here on the studio. Not sure if everyone can see this. I've dropped it in a private chat, but I'm not sure if, yeah. Anyway, you can ask Phil for it after the session if you don't have it. But this is how you basically build a query. And let me try to build a query right now, right? And for instance, the first one. We want to find the balances of a particular wallet ID. So which wallet? We will let us go to Etherscan to kind of get a random wallet. Let's say this wallet. Oh, this is a contract. There's way too many tokens on the contract. Yeah, this address. Where did I open that sheet? Let's say we want this address, right? And using our So all we need to do is to change the chain ID, replace the address field, and also you would of course need a Covalent API key. And for my API key, I believe it was, okay, I'm just gonna grab it from another screen here. All right, so there you go. You see the response object that you can start pulling into your builds. And let's check it with Etherscan. This person holds route token, hex token, hadron token. We've got some route, we've got some hex, got some hadron. How much of it? For route 43431. Yeah, this is in way. Hex 6,000 something. Yeah, and 106,000 for hadron. There you go. So that's like, you know, the power of this endpoint in particular. Let's try one for Cronos. Cronos block explorer. There's a contract address. Another contract address. Let's try. What about this guy? Okay, this guy holds 21 tokens. So in this case, I believe Cronos chain was 25, as you saw just now. Okay, let's take it. Give it a moment here. there we go. Here we have the balances of this wallet, which holds 25 tokens. What tokens does this person hold? Rep Crow. Crow. Okay, maybe Rep Crow is here. 1452. 1452. Crowsphere. Crowsphere 668. Maybe it's changed. Yeah, maybe there's a slight deviation. There's a 2-block time latency with the Covalent API at the moment. So sometimes when the balances change quickly, as you can see, this is quite an active address. When the balances change quickly, there's going to be a 2-block time latency there. So, yep, you can basically demo it and try it with the rest of the API. Just get yourself an API key on the API documentation, and you can start building and using, right? I've shown you how to get started. So what can you build with it? Web3 resources. So for instance, you can build a wallet that looks like this, which get using that same balances endpoint, right? It is just one call to the API, and you can build something like this with all the tokens here, right? All the data here is using that one endpoint. Using the transactions endpoint, you can get a list of all the transactions that a person has made. So concretely, that means that you're building this page on Cronos Scan, right? Using just one endpoint as well. And to get you started, we've kind of already built some React components that you can plug and play, drag and drop into your builds. And again, I'm just going to drop it into the chat as well. So some React components. We also have some quick start resources. How you use our so-called like XY equals to K endpoint to track DEX information. Let's take a look at this. Oh, it's not the right one. So what is this that you're looking at? This is Uniswap v2 on Ethereum mainnet. I think we have also got some DEXs on Cronos. And the DEX that we have on Cronos is VVS. So on VVS, this is the general DEX information. You see total value locked, market cap, ranking, total volume, right? You can also take a look at the asset pairs available on VVS pool. And these are all the asset pairs. And as you can see, you have the liquidity information, the volume information. You have like a USDT, USDC pair with the 24-hour swap count being 475, for instance. All these are built with the XY equals to K endpoint, which is our endpoint for DEXs. Why is it called XY equals to K? Because of the constant product formula that it is modeled after, that most of these DEXs use. Where was I? Showing me a blank page for now. But yes, hopefully you can check out the API references and play with it yourself. There's no way to learn better than to just tinker around with it and have some fun. If you have questions, you can always hit me up on Discord or on Twitter. My handle is Musings on DeFi on Twitter. you can just hit me up if you have any questions, and I'll be answering them. For the context of this hackathon, I believe we will be offering a $5,000 USDT bounty on any build, right? Any project that integrates the Covalent API into their builds in a meaningful way. Okay, so yeah, as long as you use our API to get some on-chain data, whether you're building a front-end application or a dApp, a full suite Solidity dApp, you can, as long as you use our API to make a call to get some on-chain data, you will be eligible to the prize pool. So it is a prize pool of $5,000 with bonuses given to those which use our API in a meaningful way. The use case is unique or novel, right? And also the implementation is good. So all those are criteria that we look out for when we're judging the submission. And you can, of course, take a further look at the bounty description in the Moralis Cronos Hackathon pages that I'm sure you guys have seen by now. Yep. And then one last thing is we also have the documentation. Just now it was the API references, so to speak, and this is the documentation where we have further support for developers who want to use our API. You have examples of projects, wallet projects that's been built with us. We've got DEX projects that's been built with us. Yeah. You've got multi-chain tools. You've got NFT tools. You can check out and get inspired by any of these projects. Okay, I've already done the demo. And yep, I have reached the end of my quick presentation here. Hopefully you guys can try it out, have fun, and have a blast at this hackathon.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that. And I did want to take some time here for some question and answer. I noticed that we already have some questions in the chat. I've got Shiv here backstage monitoring the chat. Did we come across any exceptionally good questions we can put up on the screen now, Shiv? Oh, this is a good question. Is there anywhere that we can share the slides?
You mean the slides that are just presented just now?
Yes.
Yes, of course. I can drop it in the comment section right now, and you guys can take a look at the slides.
Sounds good.
Cronos testnet. Great question. Let me check.
Now, I'll remind everybody that while testnet can be helpful when you're prototyping your dApps, that for submissions, you do need to deploy to the mainnet.
Okay. This is awkward. Sorry, guys. Cronos testnet is not supported. Yeah, I know this can then be a bit of a hassle for devs, but yeah, let me ask my team why it's not supported. But right now we've got the mainnet support. Yeah.
Also, I went ahead and asked somebody from our team to post any links throughout today's live stream in Discord. So those should be available there already. I see that it looks that we've gotten through most of the questions. There was one question in the chat about Moralis hiring. We are hiring right now. So just take a look in the Discord for info on that as well. If there are additional questions, are you going to be able to join us in Gather Town for a short time period after this live stream?
Yeah, of course.
Wonderful.
What is gather.town?
Well, there's a link at the bottom of the live stream. And if you click on that, actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and share my screen and I'll do a short demo here for anybody who's joining us now and maybe hasn't joined us in gather.town yet. gather.town's our virtual meeting space. And it resembles like a top-down venue where you have a little sprite that you can move around the screen. So let me.
Oh my god, is it that one that looks like Pokemon?
It does, in fact. Yes.
I remember that. I've always wanted to play with it.
Well, today's your chance. And not only you, but everybody who's on the live stream here today. Just click the link in the video below where we're talking right now. We're going to host question and answer here. Now, the area I'm in right now is kind of our casual meetup area. Sometimes during the hackathon work-togethers, we like to meet up around this table here so we can have a very large conversation around a big table. But for the question and answer portion, I'd like to direct everybody over to the auditorium that we have set up over here.
Wow, this is so cool.
I'm going to go ahead and update our links here. So if anybody wants to rewatch the video, it'll be on the link here. And we'll be taking question and answer at the podium. So I'll see everybody there in about 10-15 minutes. We're going to go ahead and take a intermission here and look forward to seeing all of you in a little bit.
Nice. Thanks, Phil.
Wonderful. Have a great day, everybody. See you soon.
Take care, guys. Bye.